everyone, my name's Jen. I'm the founder of Always Furever, and I'm here tonight with my crew. I've got little Lucy right here, I got Louie, I got Lena, and there's my itty bitty pitty, Z behind me. I am late to doing this. I have been meaning to jump on, I know, sweetheart, and say first and foremost, Happy New Year, but most importantly, thank you. I know I never say it enough. I need to say it all the time. I need to say it over and over and over, because you guys, without you, there is no Always and Forever. There is no animal on my couch in my home. There's 2 other cats in this house too. There would be no Little Red Barn. There would be no Lighthouses. There would be no Little Wichita Barn. There would be no Always and Forever family. And that is what, thank you, that's what the miracle of faith has done to go. I just shared on my personal page, 9 years ago today, it was actually the very first day that I arrived in Kansas. Packed up the Yukon, threw the dogs in the car, put my house on the market, and took a leap of faith. Took a leap of faith at a time when I didn't even know what the word faith meant. And it's just amazing to me. Okay, we're making out now. It's just amazing to me how God really does have a plan. And in your darkest times, when you feel like you can't go on, when you feel like there is literally no hope, when you can't even see or want to acknowledge the sun, to know that a light will come, and to just have the courage to stay and to see a future that maybe you don't see, but somewhere in your soul you can feel. And that's the miracle of Always and Forever. It's knowing that not only the animals, but the people deserve more, that we all deserve to wake up to a world of love and forgiveness. I mean, my God, that's what these rescue animals do. They forgive us every single day. This girl right here, my Lena, she was deemed aggressive. Her owner was going to put her to sleep. She was chained and tied outside to a tree for her first year of her life. There is not an aggressive bone in this dog's body, but someone else is going to kill her. Because number one, they didn't treat her right, and they didn't see her for her soul. And that's what I think is one of the most beautiful things of Always and Forever, is that we see not only our animals, but each other as souls. We make mistakes, we fall down, and we pick each other up. And that's the beauty of having a community built on faith, on hope, and truly, truly second chances. And I was going to try to do a recap of the year, and I had asked everyone to share, maybe we'll share a post of our favorite things of 2025. And one of my favorite things of 2025 was our big OKC save. And that was July 4th. I don't know if you guys remember this. It was July 4th. Lucy's in my lap. Z is right behind me. Can you see her right here? Do you see her little ear right here? She had 7 mast cell tumors removed. And she had a hematoma in her ear, so that had to be drained and stitched. She also had a little wart on her head, so we just got over a pretty extensive surgery, and that's why I didn't get to jump on these last few days, and there are very, very few days that I don't wake up the dogs. And New Year's Day was one of them, because, was it New Year's Eve? It was New Year's Eve was one of them, because the day before that she had her surgery. So I got a pile of puppies all around me. The cat's actually over there. The other cat's downstairs because I got in a cat fight. We're learning how to live together. But one of the things that I asked was for our team to share some of our favorite things of 2025. And for me, there's so many. There's so many amazing things that we do on such a grand level that wouldn't be possible without all of you, without God, without everybody coming together and truly believing that we can change the world, that we can push beyond what other people think are possible and say, hey, let's save a dog that has a brain tumor and go all in to get him brain surgery. And even though he didn't have a family at the time, we knew he was worth it. And that was Miracle Moose For those that remember, he was actually fostered in my home for a little bit. Ma'am. And he did go to a family. Now the family has, I think they have 10 foster kids. So he's surrounded by love and hope and joy, but they can't share photos of the foster children with Moose. So that's why you don't see as many photos of him as we all would like, because I don't know about you, but you come so deeply connected with these animals, even just through photos. And that's the amazing part. And that's why I jump on every single day, every single morning, and I try to share the everyday moments. Because sure, there's going to be grand things. Sure, there's going to be amazing miracles that come together. The purchase of Homestead East, the Lighthouse is going up. But it's the everyday little moments. That's what makes up life. That's what makes your heart filled with hope. That's how you know that we can do things that others just dream of. And that's by simply waking up and surrounding yourself with love. And that's what we do in every single one of our shelters. And to watch our little Wichita Barn blossom with the old dogs waking up, going to bed, refusing to go outside. Guys, I can't even tell you how much that fills my heart, because that's how our little red barn here started. And to see and to know that we can take everything that we've learned here. Ma'am, she's eating her foot. We don't eat our feet in this house. Everything that we learned here. Now she's licking my hand. It's just a battle of licking going on here. We're just gonna cover this up. You know what? You're in the blanket now. You got to go under the blanket. Oh, there's a little bitty pitty in here. She blends with the blanket. To see and to know that we can replicate, that we can teach and inspire others, and take the concept, take the dream, and say, here's what we've learned, what we know, and do it again. And that's what we did with the little Wichita Barn. So the beauty of being able to share and transfer and grow, that's what this is about. That's why we say no kill, no kennel. Join the movement, because it takes all of us. It takes you, it takes me, it takes a community. It takes a village, it takes courage, it takes pushing aside all the fear and all the anxiety and everything inside you that tells you no. When the whole world tells you no, it's holding on to that one little tiny voice in your heart that says, keep going. They're worth it. And thinking back on 2025, we put the lighthouses up at Oz. Actually at the very beginning of the year in 2025, we renovated the building. Remember, the building didn't even have a bathroom. For 5 years, our staff was out there without a bathroom, taking care of the animals there. We put a bathroom in the building. We put a little meet and greet room up. We put up 11 little lighthouses that have now changed the way that we look at rescue. And I call it Rescue Reimagined, because that's what it is. It's every single day looking at what we're doing right now and saying, how can we do better? What do we need to do right now in all the different circumstances we're in? And how do we change that to make not only their lives better, but every single person that goes there, the volunteers, the staff, the followers, all of you? How do we fill each and every barn with even more love? And it's that simple. 2025, okay, say best things that we did in 2025. OKC, hands down, that was just special, because on, I think it was July 2nd, and for those of you that don't know, the July 4th holiday is basically like a mass murder for animals at kill shelters, because what's the number one battle? Space. And so if you have a shelter that looks at them in inventory, deals with them as numbers and say, more coming in because fireworks are going off, animals run away, what do we have to do? We have to clear space. So what do? They send them to heaven. We knew that 50 animals were going to be euthanized to make space for the other animals that were going to be coming in. Now, that does not mean that I am saying the people in the shelters want to kill the animals. I am saying this is the reality of the way kill shelters are run. If they are run as inventory and space, and you look at solely numbers, then that is what they do. And that is the horrific, brutal truth in this country. So what do we say? Okay, well, we knew 50 were going to die. And I think it was Kelly and I, late at night, Julie might have been in that group too, and, we said, okay, well, It's in Oklahoma. We're in Kansas. In order for any dog or cat to cross state lines, they need a health certificate. So you can't just say, I'll take 50 dogs, bring them over here. Number one, where would they go? Everybody that has the space issue, we are one of them too. But now here's the difference. When we ran out of space at our little red barn that has max capacity at 19, what do? We rented the little gray barn in Kansas City, Missouri. And when we knew that was too small, what do? We purchased our property, Homestead East in Kansas City, Missouri, when we knew that we needed a space for the oldies and we couldn't get it at the red barn here. What do? We rented a facility in Wichita, and we put up our little Wichita barn for our oldies with Osawatomie Pound, when the pound was truly a pound run by the city, and they were just closed to the public and nobody was getting out and promoting these animals. What did? We volunteered for 5 years, and we said, you can't do it, you can't afford it, let us in, we'll do it all for free. We'll take care of every single animal for free. We will advocate for them, we will post them, and not one single animal will die for space. And what happened? Not one single animal has died for space. From the moment we stepped into the Osawatomie shelter, 2019 to today. 2023, we purchased it from the city, we took it over, we said, okay, we can do it better. Let us. This is what we do. Why in the world would police want to run a shelter? It doesn't make sense. Why in the world should a city run the shelter if they don't have the capacity or the background to know how to do it? Let us do it. So we did it. We actually physically bought the building. You know what the value of the property was there? I think we paid $55,000 for the land, 3 acres, but the value of the building that cost us $400,000 to renovate was literally zero. Zero. It was an old shed with no windows, with a horrific past, and with just filled with pain, where every single animal would die, and there were mass burials behind there. And we took it and said, you know what? Let's renovate it. And let's see and make this a place of hope. And let's build lighthouse after lighthouse and lighthouse, so that when you pull into this shelter, all that you can see and all that you can ever feel is love. And from the moment we stepped in there, that past didn't matter. I rarely ever talk about the past. The only time I ever talk about that past is to share that it's possible to change. When everybody else says it's impossible because there's no funds, because there's no people, because the city doesn't back it, so what? You be the person that refuses to take no for an answer. You be the person that says, hey, I'll go and wake them up every day. I'll take pictures. I'll post videos. I'll promote them for adoption. When nobody else will, you do it. But that's how it starts. There has to be someone somewhere willing to do what nobody else is willing to do. And that's Always and Forever. That's literally all of us in Wichita, Kansas City, Missouri, Osawatomie, and Spring Hill, Kansas. That's why, even if you're not living in these areas, this wouldn't exist without our people in Singapore, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Texas, Colorado. I don't know where else, Florida. We have so many friends all across the world literally connected to us. Ireland, we had Mexico, we have, guys, we have followers and supporters and believers all across the world. Why? Because we are all drawn to a purpose, to a mission bigger than ourselves, to where we know we can achieve it. That is the incredible part about Always and Forever. So 2025, OKC, I was going to talk about that. I can't get that story out. I don't know why. 2025, we put up the lighthouses. 2024, we purchased KCMO Homestead East. 2023, what did we do in 2023? Well, we lost our conditional use permit in 2023. In 2022, we purchased our 40 acres in Spring Hill. 2021, we rented our little gray barn in Kansas City, Missouri, which was a big step for us, saying, hey, let's take dogs out of boarding. And if you just look back at all the years, all the progression, all the failures, all the ups, the downs, the lefts, the rights, everything led us to where we are right now. Right where we're meant to be. No kill. No kennel. And that's it. And if we had won our conditional use permit, the one that we were so upset that we lost before, we'd have big barns that would be kennel after kennel after kennel. And that's everything that we scream against Because it's not just about kenneling dogs, it's about giving them the very best life possible where they have peace. And to anyone, think about this over the holidays. Let's say you go visit someone over the holiday, or they come to visit you and they're in your home and you're just tired and your whole body is screaming, I just want to sleep. I just want peace. And you can't get these people to leave. But in your mind, you know, eventually they're going to leave, right? Why is it any different for an animal? Yet we throw them in an environment and we give them chaos, we give them screams, we give them everything that breeds fear to where they want to scream from the inside out. And I've had that feeling before too. I don't know if you have. And then we say, if they're not adoptable, we're going to kill them. If they're not perfectly good with other dogs, you know, put them to sleep. If they're not good with kids right away, then you know what? They're not worth it, because that is a space that another dog that is good in every circumstance ever can be. And that's so not fair. And so that's why when you think about it, the lighthouses that give them peace, that give them time to decompress, that give them a chance to know that they're safe, and it doesn't breed an environment of fear, well, that's everything. And that's the beauty of knowing that there is a higher plan. Because had we not gone through what we went through with the protesting from our neighbors, with the conditional use permit, I personally invested and lost $100,000 in that. I cleaned out my 401k. You know what? I have zero regrets from that. Why? Because I wasn't going to use donor money for that, because I didn't know, number one, if we would win, but I knew. Everyone knew we had to fight. You have to fight for what you believe in. And sometimes if you lose, that just means you're meant to win the next battle. And that's why I always say, you know, we might not know where we're going. We might not always make the right turn at the right time. But when you lead with love, and when you share the why behind what you're doing it, God's never going to lead us in the wrong way. So, I don't know. I've just jumped on because I just think it's important to share sometimes. And I was going to do this New Year's Eve, and she was sick. But she's doing better now. And I truly do always hope that you know how grateful not only I am, but the board, staff, everyone is, for your faith, for your grace, for your forgiveness, and for your courage to believe with us, because it really does take courage to change, to grow, to try, to fail, to keep trying after you failed over and over and over, and to know that no matter what you go through, that they will always be worth it. So thank you for joining. Hey, I've got the donate button on this. And why? Because we had an amazing anonymous donor say that she would give up to $20,000 for our medical expenses in the month of December. Huge thank you to every single person that has donated. We raised $18,000, which means in total, we're going to get $36,000. She wants us to meet that 40. So she did extend the match through the Sunday night. So if you can give, if you have given, guys, just thank you. I know that anyone who gives, in whatever capacity that you give, your money, your time, your heart, your love, your prayers, your shares, all of it makes a difference. So thank you for joining me this, I was going to say Sunday, and it's Friday, because I legit have no idea what day it is, especially when I wake up and I do kind of the same routine. But without you guys, I wouldn't get the blessing and the privilege and the honor to wake up every single morning and take care of all the amazing dogs over there. And I wouldn't have these 4 sitting here on my lap, and the 2 cats that are roaming around, as well as the 8,000 other lives that would not only not be on this earth, but may never have experienced love. And that's what your prayers, that's what your faith, and that's what your donations have done from 2018 to 2025 to now 2026. And I can tell you we have big plans for 2026. So stay with us, join us for the ride. And as always, thank you. Have a good night, guys.